So now let's talk about threat, which is right up here. A threat determines how many people you can take on at one time in a battle. So inevitably you're going to come up against multiple people. You'll be in a party and you'll come up against another party or a group of monsters or something, and you may want to be able to battle more than one of them at a time, and this is determined by threat. And really all you're doing is comparing your threat to the threat of the enemy. So everybody gets one attack and one defense against a single enemy per round. But that's assuming that you have a threat of 1. If your threat is higher than 1, you may be able to take on multiple enemies in a single round depending on their threat. So if you're, say right here, Samuel Isom here, has a threat of 6, so he could technically get 1 attack and 1 defense against up to 6 enemies in a single round, provided every one of their threat ratings is a 1. Or he could have 1 attack and 1 defense per round against 3 attackers if each one of their threat ratings were a 2. Or, of course, he could have 1 attack and 1 defense per round against 2 attackers if each of them have a threat level of 3. So what happens if Samuel comes up against somebody who, well, there's 2 of them, and one of them has a threat of 5, and the other one has a threat of 2, well, that'll put him over the edge on threat. So he'll be able to have 1 attack and 1 defense against one of them, but not both of them. So the other one will get a free attack on Samuel with no defense at all. And that is a really fast way to die. When you're being attacked by more people than you can handle because of their threat ratings, and they can just roll their attack and you don't get to roll a defense, and man, that fills boxes and criticals real quick. So based on the extensive research that my friends and I have done into ninja and kung fu movies, we have determined that the total possible number of human-sized people who can attack you at once in an open area is 8. So if you're completely surrounded, there will be no more than 8 people who can attack you at once. Which then, allows for other strategies, such as if there's a bunch of people there, maybe put yourself up against a wall or up against a large boulder or something like that, then fewer people can actually surround you. Now, for now, threat isn't bought with skill points like skills are. Threat is actually given out by the game master, usually at birthday and holiday games. There is, there's a chart in the making that will allow you to get some threat, but it will still be kind of up to the game master to grant that. And the reason is, threat really deals with multiple attackers at the same time, and if you're not putting yourself out there, if your character isn't going out and trying to take on multiple people at the same time, even though with a threat of 1 they really can't, they're going to get hurt and maybe run away and do it again and run away. If you're not putting yourself out there and trying to take on multiple attackers at once, you really aren't gonna gain any threat because you're not getting experience doing that. So keep in the back of your mind, if you want to be able to do that in the future, say your guy is a fighter or a ranger or a knight or something like that, you really need to kind of put yourself out there, make sure that the rest of the party members have your back so they can heal you or come in and help you if you start getting killed. But the game master is not going to raise your threat for you if you're not practicing taking on multiple attackers.